Okay, so this is a quick basic intro to DSLRs and mirrorless cameras. I'm going to go only through the very basics. The big difference between a DSLR and a mirrorless camera is a DSLR will have a mirror in it. So if you look over there, you can't really see the sensor, you can see a mirror. And when you take a photo, the mirror flips up and then reveals the sensor and takes the photo. The reason there's a mirror inside there is to reflect what the lens is seeing right in here. Nowadays, what's getting really popular is these mirrorless cameras, which do not have the mirror. And if you open one of these up, you'll see that there is the sensor straight there, no mirror. Okay, so we here have some Canon cameras and some Sony cameras. We're slowly doing a transition from Canon to Sony, but right now we've got both and they both are pretty good. We have a lot more variety for our Canon lenses so far, but if you ever needed, we do have an adapter, a Metabones adapter that will go from Canon to Sony. So you'd be able to use a Canon lens on a Sony camera. So with most lenses, you're going to notice there is an option for AF and MF on the side. This is one of the most important things to be aware of. With AF switched on like this, the lens is now in autofocus mode, which means you shouldn't be moving around this slider over here. This is the focus ring. You should only move this around if you are in MF. So make sure that you're in MF if you want to be using the manual focus, which is really handy when it comes to video. But with stills photography, a lot of the time you're using autofocus. Unless you're shooting something that's really, really dark or really hard to focus, you might want to manually focus. So let's put that back to autofocus. Over here we have an option for VC. This is vibration compensation, which is also known as image stabilization. You might see it as IS, depending on the manufacturer of the lens. So this is an optical image stabilizer, which means when the camera is moving a little bit inside the lens, you might get the lens kind of, the little glass actually moving to compensate for any kind of handshakes and stuff. Usually this is pretty good to have on, but sometimes you might need to turn it off. It also drains a lot more power, so just be careful with that. So you'll notice with this lens over here, there is no option for autofocus or manual focus, so it'll all be controlled inside the camera. Okay, now to remove a lens, you will find on a camera body, depending on what kind of camera you have, a little button over here. If you push this in and then twist in one of the directions, depending on which camera manufacturer you're using, Canon's is, let's see, anti-clockwise. The lens goes anti-clockwise, and then you can just pull it out. There you go. Usually you match the little red dot over there with this red dot over there. Sometimes you'll see a white dot instead, and you just match those up, and then you twist it clockwise to reattach another lens or the same lens. Sony is the exact same, except instead of over here, it's over here, the button. So if you click and then anti-clockwise, twist, and then boom, and then you match up the colors. Oh, there's a white dot over here, and over here is a white dot, so you match them up. And you don't have to press the button here. You just match them up and then twist, and you want to twist it clockwise. Nikon is the other way around.